The Crew-8 mission is an opportunity for 3 out of its 4 members to fly to space for the first time. That includes Jeanette Epps. However, she wasn't always convinced that a path to the astronaut corps would work out.
Aerospace engineer versus astronaut. I always knew that I could control becoming an aerospace engineer, but I never thought they would select me to be an astronaut, ever.
Those seeds were planted in part thanks to her brother Henry, who offered an encouraging nudge when he would come home to visit during his college years.
He was in college at Rochester Institute of Technology, and he would come home from school. He'd look at my grades, my twin sister grades, and he'd make some comment. And this one year was the year that Sally Ride and all these other women were selected for the astronaut corps. And he looked at our grades, he's like, oh my God, you guys are doing so well. You can become aerospace engineers, maybe even astronauts, who knows? And so that moment kind of, solidified in my brain that they'll never pick me to become an astronaut, but I can definitely become an aerospace engineer.
And she did just that. After receiving a doctorate in aerospace engineering from the University of Maryland in College Park in 2000, she moved on to spend more than 2 years as a technical specialist for Ford Automotive, and later spent more than 7 years working as a technical intelligence officer for the CIA. But the thought of becoming an astronaut never truly disappeared.
And through a lot of work and just sticking with it, lo and behold, I became an aerospace engineer. And then, some years later, a friend of mine calling and saying, hey, they're selecting astronauts again. And I was thinking that it may be my last chance to apply. And who knows, who they're going to select this year. You never know what's going to happen. So I just put my name in the hat, not really thinking I'd get it. And that was the year I was selected.
That year, 2009. She was one of 14 people selected as an astronaut candidate for the 20th astronaut class. In a 2016 NASA profile for Black History Month, Epps spoke about her training over the previous several years.
Over the years, I've done robotics training, I've done spacewalk training, I've done T-38 training, ISS systems training, and I've even got the chance to do a couple of fun things like NEMO, one of the NEMO missions. That was a great deal of fun. Spent 9 days underwater. I even had the chance to do geology training in Hawaii.
Her prospects of going to space started really coming into focus as she began training as a member of the backup crew for the Expedition 54/55 crew. She trained alongside Russian cosmonaut Sergei Prokopyev and European Space Agency astronaut Alexander Gerst. That trio was poised to launch themselves as the crew of the Expedition 56/57 mission, and it was set to make Epps the first African American to perform a long-duration mission in space.
And liftoff.
But a month after watching the launch of Expedition 54/55, NASA announced that Epps was being pulled from the Expedition 56/57 flight. A detailed explanation was never provided for the decision, rather chalking it up to a, quote, personnel matter. Fast forward a few years, Epps was next assigned to fly on the first full rotation mission of Boeing's Starliner spacecraft, alongside NASA astronauts Sonny Williams and Josh Cassada. That would have made her the first female African-American on a long-duration space flight.
I've flown in helicopters with Sonny flying, and I've flown in the backseat of a T-38 with Josh flying. And they are both wonderful people to work with. So I'm looking forward to the mission.
But yet again, that's not how the story went. Delays with Boeing's Starliner meant another crew assignment for Epps. In August of 2023, she was assigned as a mission specialist for the Crew-8 mission. Epps says over the years, a lot of folks have had a lot of thoughts about her delays, but she tries to not concern herself with all the outside noise.
I got to stay focused on what's important. And number one for me is trying to be a conscientious worker and in training, being conscientious of the work that's in front of me and making sure I'm not focusing on things that aren't important anymore. What happened in the past is in the past and it's going to stay there. I don't want to bring it forward because we have so much good stuff happening now.
Epps says despite the fact that she's trained for multiple missions, she still enjoys the work for mainly one key reason.
With each crew, it becomes new again because each crew trains differently. No matter how who's on the crew, it's not going to be the same twice.
But of course, the true newness will come once she finally reaches orbit after all this time. And in that moment, she will be thinking about one person in particular from her past, her mom.
She knew that I was selected for the astronaut corps, and her words to me were that, I'm so happy for you, this is what you've always wanted, in life, and I know you're going to do well. And then, shortly after that, she passed away, which was kind of intense for me in that moment. But having the Corps and coming to Houston to live really kind of set me on a path of really kind of wanting to make my mom proud of me, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Reporting for Spaceflight Now, I'm Will Robinson Smith.